Welcome to mathematics lecture. Today we are going to learn some topics from chapter Mathematical Logic. In this chapter we will learn about some topics like statements, open sentence, truth table and logical connectives. So here we start our first topic, statement. To know this topic very well, you must know the different types of sentences. In English grammar, there are four types of sentences like assertive sentences, interrogative sentences, exclamatory sentences, and imperative sentences. A statement is nothing but an assertive sentence or a declarative sentence which is either true or false but not both simultaneously. To know this concept, we will take some example. Our first example is like 6 is a prime number, but it is not a prime number, hence it is a false statement. But if we say earth revolves around the sun, then it is a true statement, means there are some statements which are either true or false, but not if the statements are not true, neither true nor false, then they are called as open sentences. The definition of open sentence is it is a sentence whose truth value can vary according to some conditions which are not in the sentence. For example, he is a musician. In this statement, we don't know who is he. If we will take he is Sachin Tendulkar and then statement becomes Sachin Tendulkar is a musician but definitely he is not a musician, then this statement is false statement. If we take A.R. Rahman instead of Sachin Tendulkar, then A.R. Rahman is a musician is a true statement. It means that when we say he is a musician in this statement, we can't say that either it is true or false. It means that the sentence truth value can vary according to some conditions. And if this situation occurs, then that type of sentence are called as open sentence. Let us take some another example. For example, statistics is an easy subject. Definitely, statistics is easy for mathematician, but for some students it is hard subject also. Therefore, this is also an open sentence because its truth value is varying according to some conditions. Hence, it is also an open sentence. Students, always remember that if there is any statement, then it has two values, two truth values. If the statement is true, then its truth value is capital T, and if the statement is false, then its truth value is capital F. Next, we will discuss one question. Which of the following sentences are statements in logic? And write down the truth values of the statements. So, take one example. Every set is an infinite set. In this statement, it is a false statement because there is no conditions that every set is an infinite set. It means that it is a false statement. Obviously, it is an assertive sentence which ends with the full stop. Hence, definitely it is a statement and its truth value is false. Now move toward the next question. May God bless you. See student, it is not an assertive sentence, hence definitely it is not a statement. Hence, we write its answer like this. It is an open sentence, hence it is not a statement. So here we complete our two topics. First is statement and second is open sentence. Then moves towards next topic, logical connectives. Students, the words or group of words like and, or, not, if then, if and only if can be used to join the two simple sentences. Such words or group of words are called as logical connectives. Here I will give you one table in which different types of connectives, its symbol and description is given. There are five types of connectives, that is and, or, not, if then, if and only if. Our first connective is and, which is also called as conjunction, and it is denoted by this symbol. It combines two statements by using connectives and it is called as conjunction of two simple statements. Truth table for conjunction. If there are two statements P and Q and if both are true, then P and Q is also true. If P is true, Q is false, then P and Q is false. If P is false, Q is true, then P and Q becomes false. And if P is false, Q is false, then P and Q becomes false. This is the truth table for conjunction and. Always note that English words such as but, yet, though, still, moreover, comma are also used to join two simple sentences into a compound statements. Conjunction of P and Q may be written as P and Q or Q and P also. Let us see one example. Priya is a girl and Samir is a boy. To find the symbolic form of the given statement, let us consider P equals to Priya is a girl, Q equals to Samir is a boy, then P and Q is the symbolic form of a given statement. Then moves towards next connective, that is disjunction. A compound statement obtained by joining any two simple statements by using connective or is called as disjunction, and truth table for disjunction is given in the next figure. If P and Q are true, then P or Q becomes true. If P and Q becomes T and F, then P or Q equals to T. If P is false, Q is true, then P or Q equals to T. And if P is false, Q is false, then P or Q becomes false. If P and Q are the two different simple statements, then their disjunction is P or Q. Or we can write like this, Q or P. Let us see one example. Raju will go to Pune or Nasik. To find the symbolic form of above statement, let us consider P. Raju will go to Pune. Q. Raju will go to Nasik. Hence, the symbolic form of above statement is P or Q. Our next connective is negation. It is so easy. For the truth table of negation, if a statement is true, then its negation is false, and if the statement is false, then its negation is true. Consider one example. Sujay is a good boy. Then its negation is so simple. Sujay is not a good boy. If there is statement 5 plus 6 equals to 12, then its negation is of course 5 plus 6 is not equals to 12. Yes, but there is some different example. 6 is less than 7. So, its negation is not like this. 6 is greater than 7. Its negation is 6 is greater than or equals to 7. Always remember this. Our next connective is conditional statement. It is also called as implication. To remember the truth table for conditional statement, we must remember only one thing. If your first statement is true and your second statement is false, then only P implication Q is false and in other all cases the P implication Q becomes true only. Always note that there are some another words for conditional statement like P is sufficient for Q, Q is necessary for P implies Q, P only if Q, or Q follows from P. Our last connective is called as biconditional or double implication. To remember this truth table, you must remember only one thing. If both statements P and Q are same, like both are true, then P double implication Q becomes true. Both are false, then P double implication becomes true. But only if P and Q are, if P is T and Q is F, then P double implication Q equals to F. Means if P and Q are same, then P double implication becomes true, and if P and Q becomes a different, then P double implication Q becomes false. For double implication, we use another word like necessary and sufficient condition. Students, always remember the different words for any connectives, and in these 5 connective only for and double implication and single implication there are different words. There is no any word for or and not. Here we complete our 5 connectives details and truth table also. So students, thank you. Hope you enjoyed our class.